Alright, y'all, I just got another delivery. Let's go see what this one is, if I can remember. I think it's Martha and Marley Spoon, or Marley Spoon and Martha, or just Marley Spoon, but Martha's involved. I don't know. Oh, yeah, Martha and Marley Spoon. We're all on this journey together. Alright, I'm gonna take it inside. Alright, y'all, we got our Martha and Marley Spoon box in. This is one of the more expensive food subscriptions, if not the most expensive one that I'm at least trying out. I'm very excited to see what's in it. I do love the yellow. I'm a yellow girl, so that already puts me in a happy mood. Let's see what we've got. Okay, we don't have any recipe cards on the top. That's different. As always, I'm sorry if the crinkling and all is really loud on the camera. Those who've watched some of my other videos, you know I'm gonna be so excited about my brown bags. I have missed my brown bags. So here they are. I've got a random little head or bulb of garlic floating around in this box. Here is takeout style sweet and sour chicken with broccoli and garlicky rice. This right here is shrimp taco salad with tortilla bowl and cilantro lime crema. There. And since this is shrimp, I was seeing if it said anything about cooking it first out of the 3 meals. But I don't see anything noting that. And this one right here, marinated steak and herbed oven fries with arugula salad and creamy parmesan. Right there. Okay, let's see what we've got going on underneath here. Ooh, big ice packs. And we've got some things hanging out here down at the bottom. I've got sweet Thai chili sauce. I've got mayonnaise. I've got some Daisy sour cream. Here is my shrimp. Some more sour cream. This looks like butter. Oh, this is the Parmesan. My beef sirloin steak. And here are the chicken breast. So these meats, land and sky, that is not what I'm used to seeing in my subscriptions. And I think even in my last one with Home Chef, their meat looked just a little bit different than what I received with Every Plate and HelloFresh. Not that that's better or worse, I'm just always curious. Oh goodness. Okay, so those are my ingredients. I don't know why the sour cream and all would not be in the brown bags. And I don't have any recipe cards, so I don't know if they're in the brown bag, but we are going to be checking that out tonight when I cook our first meal from here. So I'll talk to Jonathan, see what he wants for dinner, and I will see y'all back, in the next clip. Bye! Hey you, welcome back. I am here to cook again because the people that I live with are always hungry. But because I use a food meal subscription, then I always have something to cook instead of what am I gonna do? So today we are cooking Martha and Marley Spoon. I've already cooked one of their meals. I cooked it last night. It was really good. Jonathan gave it a 7. I gave it a 7. I've been giving our meals different points, 1 through 10, and at the very end of my little series, I will share with you my final thoughts on everything. Tonight, we are cooking, there you go, marinated steak and herbed oven fries. Things that I noticed in my what you need section is that it calls for white wine vinegar, things that I need. I don't typically keep those types of things on hand. Maybe you do. I don't, because I'm really not that fancy of a cook. So when I started cooking HelloFresh, they started giving me little bottles of vinegar, and I'm like, what do I do with this? And I'm pickling things and making kinds of jams and stuff with it. It's stuff that I never used to do, so I don't typically keep it on hand. However, I just opened this just for this meal. I have it. I don't know why. White wine vinegar. I have it. So I feel like I lucked out with that. Typically with HelloFresh, when it calls for vinegar, they send it to me. So that's different. So this recipe card. When I opened this box in the clip that you saw beforehand, I didn't see the recipe cards, but luckily I looked between the box and the insulation around the sides and I came across them. Otherwise, they would have been thrown into the trash. Now, with HelloFresh, I know that I can get the PDF versions, I can pull it up and follow the instructions on there instead of a recipe card. I'm not really sure how it works with Martha and Marley spoon, but luckily I found the recipe card. So, that was one of the things I need to note. When it says what we send, I haven't opened up my sack yet to see what all we've got in here. But I do know that this cute little Parmesan came just in the box, just kind of floating around, as well as the mayonnaise. It calls for both of these things, so I went ahead and got them out of my fridge, but they were not in my little brown sack. Not sure why they package it that way. I still prefer the original HelloFresh with everything in the bag other than the meat. It just has really made it simple for me and I've gotten used to that. So let me open up my bag and see what else is in here. Our arugula, wild arugula. I don't typically cook with arugula or do salads. I don't even know if you're supposed to cook it. But this seems really limpy. I don't know if arugula typically is crunchy, crispy, or if it's limpy. I don't know. If you know, you tell me. So I've got that. I've got a huge russet potato. Let's see here. A tomato. That's everything in my sack. This is Italian seasoning, and on here it says use 1 teaspoon. Well, if you know me, if it says to taste or anything, I typically go all for it. This is a lot of Italian seasoning, so I'm not going to use the whole thing, but I may end up using a little bit more than a teaspoon because that's just, it's there. That's what I do. And then this is Worcestershire. It's that one. It's that word. There's plenty of TikToks about not being able to say that. So that's what I've got in there. And let me see, that looks like it's everything. My steak I got out of the fridge. I've got me some salt and pepper. I've got my handy dandy Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to share with you about Martha and Marley spoon. I will say, I really am looking forward to every single recipe we got in this box. They all look delicious. They look so good. And it makes me inspired to cook. Each of them has kind of a light element. Except for maybe last night, although it did have broccoli. It had broccoli, but I'm looking forward to this little arugula salad with creamy Parmesan dressing. The other recipe I have is like a shrimp taco salad kind of situation. So they're not super heavy, and I really like that. Martha and Marley spoon. Of course, I don't have my notebook, so let me get that. Martha and Marley spoon. Okay. This says it's $42.93 for this week's meals, which is 3 meals, 2 servings per meal, and that is with a $20 discount. So you're looking at just $1, a hint more than HelloFresh. Not very much, not as much as I thought it was going to be. It is one of the more expensive boxes though, and I don't know if it's worth it. Part of doing these food subscriptions, I'm just doing a week's worth at a time, and of course they rotate the meals that you can go and select. What I've liked about some of the other food subscriptions so far is you can change out proteins or even add like a double portion, and that's really, really neat. With Martha and Marley Spoon, I'm not sure if you can change out the proteins. I didn't see that. I do like their variety of meals to choose from. I feel like it's elevated. It's a little bit just taking it to the next level. However, it goes back to HelloFresh. I mean, they supply me with the vinegar and everything. The only thing is I've ever needed from HelloFresh are salt and pepper, olive oil, butter, vegetable oil, things like that. With some of these other subscriptions, I've had to pull out flour. Not a big deal. I keep flour on hand. But it's just a little bit of difference in the things that you have to keep stocked up on in your own pantry items, which you might do anyway, depending on your level of cooking abilities. But I will say again, Martha and Marley Spoon, I look forward to cooking this. It looks delicious. All of the meals kind of inspire me. It gets me in the mood to cook because it looks so good. I think that's everything I need to mention right now. I'm gonna start cooking, and I will fast forward through some things. I'll probably cut some stuff out because you don't really want to watch fast forward me for like 20 minutes. I'm trying, you guys. This is a learning experience for me. But I'm going to fast forward through it. I'm going to get started cooking, and I will be back with closing statements. In my last video, I was editing it. I didn't even say bye. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this down. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to get started. Alright, you guys, I have finished up this meal. My steak doesn't look as good, but I've never been great at doing steak on the stove top. I prefer for Jonathan to grill it, which he could have done, but I started cooking before he got home from work. I am not one for the grill, though maybe one day I will try it out. It looks delicious. I don't know if Hattie will be eating the salad tonight, but we're gonna give it a try. Anyway, here it is. And I'm gonna call them to eat. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. And if you are looking for a video with my mama, that will be coming very soon. Bye. All right, I'm all hot and sweaty because I went outside for 3 seconds, you know. So anyway, that's. Whew. But I wanted to jump on and say real quick that we just finished dinner, and then I went outside for a few seconds, and Jonathan and I did not like this steak meal, and I should have known. I mean, as soon as it had me marinate the steak, I don't love steak that way. I like it on the grill. If it's in the skillet or on the stovetop, in your cast iron, whatever it is, I just like it salt and pepper, seared, amazingness. I don't love marinated steak. I just don't think that's how steak should be cooked. It's just not its best. I just wanted to pop on and say that Jonathan gave that meal a 2, and I give it a 4, and that is just because I really like the Parmesan, the fresh Parmesan on the potato wedges. That is the only reason I even give it a 4. I ate my steak with lots of A1 because I just didn't love it. A good steak, and I don't need anything but salt and pepper. So we were just really disappointed about it. The other meal, the first meal that I cooked, it was good, but this meal I did not like, and I'm hoping that tomorrow night or the night after, the shrimp taco salad bowl thing, that can redeem Martha and Marley's spoon. I did like that it had me make my own dressing with the freshly grated Parmesan. I used a portion on the fries and a portion for the dressing. And it had me, that's what the vinegar was for, and I put some oil and all that. So I like that it had me make my own dressing. Hated it with arugula. Jonathan and I both hated the arugula. I don't know if that's like a normal thing for people that they eat arugula salads. I see it, but it was so bitter. It was so bitter. There was nothing to brighten it. Maybe it could have used some like lemon juice or something. And then I just probably would have rather it been with a pathetic lettuce like iceberg. I know a lot of people don't love it, but I at least like the crispness of that. Maybe even a spring mix could kind of help, and it just not be like fully arugula. There's other lettuces, romaine, something that had some crispness to it, because that arugula, it wasn't crisp, it was floppy, and it was very, very bitter. So it just was a downer. It was just, the potatoes were good, but everything else was just eh. So that's how we felt about that one. I just wanted to give you a little update. I am looking at the time, and not even you guys. This is weird, so I'm sorry. This is weird. Okay, bye.